Hi, this is Crystal Shanson here at 18 Laguna Drive in beautiful Laguna Beach. I am here with esteemed architect Stephen Thompson, who actually designed this very home. Welcome, Stephen.
It's a pleasure to be here. Wonderful to see the house.
Stephen, how did you conceptualize the design of this home?
That's an interesting question. Everyone is different. Just like the chemistry of a site, a client, and the architect, I'm the only constant. Everything else changes on the lab experiment, but the site has a lot to say. Is this inspirational? Yeah. The ideas come flowing. There was a house on this site originally. It was from the 40s. They had some rather notable dwellers, and a lot of people didn't want to see the house go, even though it was about to fall into the ocean. But we prevailed, and what's happened here is an amalgamation of my client's wishes, my desires, and 1,000 gifted craftsmen, tradesmen, contractors, everybody getting a piece of this. It's like a sculptor, but everybody gets to touch the clay. That's architecture. And then once you get a hook into it, the inspiration comes, then it gets kind of easy. But finding that inspiration is where I go. Sometimes I sleep on sites to get it. It's just the way it comes to me. Spend a couple nights here, as a matter of fact.
How long do you think the actual design from start to finish took?
I think barring various delays and U-turns and all, that it probably took 2 years to get it done. And that included engineering and drawings.
What aspect of the home's creation are you most proud of?
Right now, see all these beautiful people inside, wondering, just what the heck happened here and how did this happen? To me, that's a sign of success. Of course, the clients being happy, fulfilled, inspired, their lives affected to a certain point, that's a sign of success as well. The client comes first, but in a place like Laguna Beach, there are a lot of players. You got to make the neighbors happy. We have to make the planning commission happy. It gets into realms I never thought I would traverse, like politics and government.
Do you think you'll ever want to design a home in Laguna Beach again?
If I said no, all I'd have to do is turn around and look at that ocean, and I'd be lining up for it, no question.
Yesterday, Stephen came out and helped me set up some of the 3D models that he brought with us, but what I was so fascinated by was your observance of all the natural light in the home and how it came together. Can you tell me what that was like for you to see the home final finished product?
Yeah, that was pretty fulfilling. This is what I call almost a common wall site, very little space on the sides, very little opportunity to have spaces on the back of the structure, get a glimpse of that. But I would challenge everybody here to go to any major space in the house, and if you look, you'll see a piece of that ocean. That to me was part of the mission, and then also having natural light in such a way to some of the spaces where there is no vista. It's kind of almost a subterranean relationship to the site, and so there are higher windows, you get some sky, you get some light, it works. It's just as good.
I think something that I really love about the property is, even though it's over 6,700 square feet, it doesn't ever feel enormous in this space. It feels like it's large enough to facilitate large gatherings, but at the same time it can be an intimate space where you're actually living in and enjoying the home. There's no industrial level. Everything feels really warm and connected, all the different floors and areas.
Well, people live an intimate life in their home. If it's a highlight court, sometimes it's hard to get intimate, or a football arena, whatever it is. It's got to be human scale. It has to speak to them, and by the way, to their children. They live in this too. And Churchill said man shapes his home, and then his home in turn shapes man. That was in the Reconstruction after the war, and it's so true. People who grow up in inspirational environments become inspired grown-ups, and they take it all on to another level. So architecture facilitates that.
So what key aspects of the home would you like the new owners to know about? Because they were not here from the inception until the completion. You know, they're coming in to this absolutely, utterly perfect finished product here. So what would you like them to know?
That's an insightful question. Obviously, a third of the homes I've designed have different owners than I designed the home for. But they still walked in, they felt inspired, they fell in love, they assumed ownership, and they started living the next life of the home. Sometimes they call me and say, I want to tweak this, and we do it. Sometimes it's okay the way it is. But what I would tell them is, walk in and live with it for a year, and let it, wear it, you know, and let's see if there are really things you'd want to change about it. If so, I'd be honored if you called me. You don't have to, but I would sure appreciate it. And I think that's worked for me throughout my career, and I have nothing but happy customers, and the guest rooms are always open to me. That's another good sign of success.
Yeah. All right, so Stephen, we've gotten to know each other over the last couple of weeks and over the last couple of days. So now that you know me a bit better and my family story, what kind of home would you design for me?
When you brought that to my attention this morning, I started laboring over how to answer that, because there's a lot to it. And then I ended up writing an email to a prospective client. And the response I got from her was such that I realized I don't have to do anything else. All I have to do is read what I wrote
Great.
this morning. So I'm going to do that, and forgive me for reading this from my phone, but this is fresh. On the subject of how would you design a home, how would you start for me and my family? And my response was, I would design a house that is functional, economical, and fits your family like a glove. It would be familiar and comfortable and inspire you. The walls would open and gather the landscape in seamless proximity to the interior. I don't see all the normal bells and whistles that normal parents might provide to keep their children occupied while they are latchkeyed. I didn't see that happening. It would have an adaptability, allowing them to interact and manipulate their space to suit their needs as they grow, the children. So, I mean, it's all about legacy. Houses last a long time. And it would hold magical memories of their childhood that they take on in their lives and in turn pass on to their children. And help take them through life's journey.
That is so beautiful. You know, we always talk about properties and houses, but what we're really doing is creating homes. And everyone needs a home to live in. And, you know, homes of this grand scale, you know, sometimes this isn't somebody's day-to-day home. This may be just a vacation home. But the reality is we're trying to help people create spaces where it's a refuge from the world, and they get to be, you know, comfortable, and they feel safe and secure. And you know, this home is, like you said, it's so beautiful, it's so inspiring, and every time I'm here, you know, I walk away a bit lighter. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, I have to say that most of the houses I've done in my career are perhaps second homes, and they have a family who lives in them part-time, but the comments I get back is, you know, a life-changing experience on our vacation. Not always a house, but I think it helps facilitate a full, rich experience, especially when you're on vacation and parents are off, they're not running all over the place, and children are focused. And so I feel privileged to have done that, and I've done it everywhere. The Mountain West, basically, resort areas, West Coast, but some foreign projects too. People are all the same.
Yeah, thank you. Well, Stephen is our honored guest tonight. However, we do sometimes, on a rare occasion, get whales that rub up against the rocks right outside the home. So you are second to the whales if they show up tonight. Hope that's okay.
That's
Stephen.
an honorable position. Second place to a whale. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming
It's
today.
been my pleasure.
Yep.